At any of our big family dinners, it's kind of like going to a karaoke bar. You never know whether you're going to get a turkey or a ham. So I say, wouldn't it be great if you could cook both? Now, you may think you need to have 2 ovens to do that. Man, are you ever wrong. That's because you don't realize there's a burner in the bottom of the dishwasher. Now, it's there to dry dishes, but we're going to use it to cook our turkey. In fact, we're so close to the burner, we can actually make toast at the same time. Now, the other shelf is for the potatoes. We're gonna have a full slate of vegetables. Don't you worry about that. And we can keep them completely separate in the silverware rack. And here's a bonus that no oven could ever do. You know how your dishwasher has a pump and a sprinkler system to pick up the water from the bottom and then squirts it all over the dishes? Well, it'll do the same thing with gravy. Now, all we do is set the control to dry, which turns on the element. You know, sometimes I even amaze myself. Okay, everything's done perfectly. Now all we do is run the regular dishwashing cycle. It's not just an oven, it's self-cleaning. Up the lodge this week. We just won the Possum Lake Fishing Derby. We've never done that before. Usually the guys at Caribou Lodge beat us with some underhanded trick, but they didn't do so well this year, because none of their outboards would run. Yeah, I heard somebody poured sugar into their gas tanks. Victory is sweet.
Oh, Uncle Red, wait till you hear this.
Oh, yeah? What happened? You get a scholarship to ballet school?
No, I did not. No. We have been challenged to a fishing derby by another lodge.
Wow.
Yeah, the grand prize is $10,000.
Holy cow, boy. We could really fix this place up with 10,000 bucks.
You could just tear it down, start all over.
Oh, Harold, and lose the history, the memories, and the ambiance?
Hopefully.
Well, who's this lodge that thinks they can take us on, Harold?
Oh, yeah, it's, Badger Lodge. Oh, no!
What?
Oh, no, yeah, okay. Badger Lodge, they're Americans.
Well, what difference does that make?
Well, the Americans are best at everything.
Says who?
They do. No, Uncle Red, they spend more on fishing gear than we do on missiles.
Harold, you know, they're just people. They don't know Possum Lake, they don't know Canadian fish, and they don't know us.
Uncle Red, we can't beat the odds. I mean, California has the same population as Canada.
Yeah, but they're Californians. Huh? You bring them up here in February, I mean, it's game over.
No, Uncle Red, Americans are they have 10 times everything. They have 10 times the population, 10 times the economy. Everything we have, they have 10 of.
Well, that means they got 10 Harolds. They're dead in the water.
It's time for the Possum Lodge! Today's winner receives cardboard box seats to the Port Asbestos Theater in the Dark's outdoor production of A Midsummer Night's Mosquito Infestation. This is just a ticket if you're itching for a night out. Okay, we need, come here. Yeah. Okay, Mr. Green, you got 30 seconds to get Winston to say this word. Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah, all right, Mike.
And go!
Okay, Winston, you know, whenever we have a wingding at the lodge and the cops come over because of the noise, we always say to them, hey, nobody's
sober.
No, okay. When you see a woman and like she's the ultimate, she's the best, that means she's...
Expensive.
No. Okay, no. You know, when anybody sees your parents, they always think they're something for each other.
Covering for each other.
No, but you know how your mother says that they never argue? Because everything is...
Dad's fault.
We're almost out of time, Mr.
Yeah,
Green.
no, I know. Oh, I know. Winston, remember last summer we had that hurricane? Everybody's septic's backed up. You had 3 months of work out of it. What did you call that?
Yeah. The perfect storm.
We're helping out a lodge member, Blair Cobden. He's got his snowmobile show on the local Port Asbestos TV station. Guess he's running a little bit late. He'll be here, though. There he is. Okay, Blair, how's the snow machine running?
Throttle sticks a bit.
Yeah, see that?
I think I hit your doghouse.
Oh, he's long gone anyhow. So, I thought we'd talk a little bit about the show. We got some clips. I thought we'd run them, and then you can tell us what's happening.
Fired up.
All righty. Wow.
Oh, look, I'm real excited. I'm heading to Fish Lake Lodge, a big trip. You can see I'm excited.
You look excited there, yeah.
Yeah, there's Brenda, my sled.
Brenda's a sled, okay. Good. That's good to know. Boy, you kind of jazzed Brenda up a little bit, didn't you? Yeah?
Yeah. You see, Fish Lake Lodge is a real fancy place.
Oh.
And I souped her up a bit because I didn't want to pull in there looking like a goof.
Now, what's happening here? Is this a setback of some kind?
You know, I failed to notice that the brochure said on Tranquil Fish Lake Island.
Oh. So the ferry boat wouldn't take the snowmobile?
No ferry, Red. Just me, Brenda, and the open water.
Wow. Holy
Yeah.
cow. Well, now, can you get enough speed up there, Blair?
Apparently not.
You hear a lot of talk about global warming, which is melting the polar ice cap, which will lead to worldwide flooding and mass extinctions and so on. But what really bugs me is how hot the summers are getting. Oh, sure, you could put one of these window shakers into your home if things are getting too hot in the bedroom. Nice problem. But what if your car doesn't have air conditioning? Okay, you could keep cool through evaporation, or you open all the car windows, get naked, and douse yourself with alcohol. But the cops never believe that story. Mind you, you do end up in the cooler. So to avoid jail, I suggest a different technology. You want to put out the heat? Try a fire extinguisher. Make sure you get the kind that shoots out CO2, not the kind that shoots out foam. They're for shaving while you're waiting for the fire truck. These CO2 units put out stuff that's about 3,000 degrees below zero. Watch how this cools something down. You won't believe how the temperature drops. Now, the real problem in a vehicle is the sun beating down on the upholstery until it gets hot enough to fry eggs on. And if you've ever fried your eggs, you know how painful that is. So really, we don't have to cool the whole car, just the seats. Mount one full fire extinguisher on each side of the back seat. I'm guessing you don't use your back seat anymore either. Wow, I'm finally using the seat belts on this car. Okay, that went well. This is the emergency brake. Sorry, this was the emergency brake. Now, I know that's going to alarm a bunch of you nervous Nellies, but when I think about it, how often do I use my emergency brake? Once, maybe twice a month. Whereas I burn myself on the upholstery 3 or 4 times a day. You tell me which is the real emergency. But now with my custom carbon dioxide powered air conditioners, I can drive all day without being in the hot seat. Not until I get home, anyway. Now you want to attach the other end of the cable around the nozzles of the fire extinguishers. If your brake cable's too short, use some of the wiring from the taillights. Because if other drivers can see that your taillights aren't working, hey, they're following too close. Okay, my tanks are all hooked up. Now let's just imagine the car is sitting out for hours and the upholstery is hotter than stink. And stink can be very, very hot. Well, watch this. How cool is that, huh? I'm good to go. So remember, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Fire! Fire! I want to talk to any couples who've been married for a while. When I was a young man, there were three kinds of cars. First, there was the clunker. I'm talking about the beater, the piece of crap, the car that looked worthless and performed down to that standard. Then there was the hot car, the Corvette, the Mustang, you know, the sports car. It looked good and delivered on the promise. Then there was my favorite, the sleeper. The car that looked like a clunker, but performed like a hot rod. Now, I know that on your wedding day, you thought each other looked like a pretty sporty model. And when you look at each other now, you look like a couple of clunkers. With a bad shimmy in the rear end. But that's all attitude. Maybe you can't be a sports car, but you don't need to be a clunker. You can be a sleeper. Sure, your tires are bald and your fenders are wrinkled, but you might still have a surprise or two under the hood. Because when I say sleeper, I'm only talking figuratively. If you're a sleeper, literally, your marriage is in serious trouble. You got to keep your end up, figuratively and literally. Remember, I'm pulling for you. We're all in this together.
You've seen him on the road. You've had him in your yard. You've whiffed him on the breeze. Now, let world-renowned sewage sucker Winston Rothschild into your heart and onto your turntable with his first ever long-playing album. Yes, it's Winston Rothschild's The Sounds of Sucking. 24 of the greatest songs ever written, sung and interpreted as only a man with no professional training can. You'll get Help, Pump It Up, Bad Sneakers, Black Water, Splish Splash, Purple Haze, Mercy Mercy Me. It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that sting. I've got a flush on you. Wherever I lay my hard hat, these boots were made for walking carefully. I feel pretty, but I smell terrible. I've got my gloves to keep me warm. Something in the air, summer breeze. Baby did a bad, bad thing. Oops, I did it again. Taking care of business. Monster Mash. Stop and smell the hoses. Stink gets in your eyes. Smoke on the water. Fools flush in. Go smell it on the mountain. And of course, don't it make my brown eyes blue? Call now.
The population of a country doesn't make any difference, Harold. You only have 5 guys on a fishing team. If they got 300 million more, they all have to sit on the bench.
Yes, but see, we make up our team by picking 5 out of, say, 100.
Yeah.
They make up their team by picking 5 out of, say, 10,000. I'm sure you see the difference.
Yeah, it'll take them forever. Harold, we got the best team. I don't care if this lodge is from Mars. We're gonna win this thing.
You seem so confident.
Well, you gotta be, Harold. Fishing's a mental game. It's all about what you got in your noggin.
Okay, fine, all right, but I still need the check today.
What check?
The $5,000 check, the wager.
You told me there was a $10,000 prize.
Yeah, you put up 5, they put up 5, that's 10.
Oh, I'm thinking about putting up 5, Harold.
But don't blame me. You signed the agreement. You've accepted the challenge.
Harold, how could you let this happen? Don't you read documents before I sign them? So Bill came by. We heard he had a case of shingles we misunderstood. So he and Walter had planned to reshingle the shed. And so, no problem. Yeah, the shingles are there, and he brought a ladder. Be careful. Oh, and oh. No. Everything's fine. We're good. Oops. Oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about that. And Bill takes the ladder over and sets out. They're going to actually put shingles on that little shed on the left there. And Bill knows he should always hold the ladder, but you're better to hold it from the side, Bill. And then, oh, look, careful. Oh. They're not even on the roof yet. Okay, they finally get up there and they start nailing the shingles on. And the head comes off the hammer and... Oh, well, you got two windows that match now. Okay, never mind. So away they go. Start hammering in, and Walter set up his shingles there, and I can see he must have set it up over a knot or something. It was real hard. You couldn't get the nail to go in properly because it was starting to bend over and everything. So he did the normal male response, just hit her a little bit harder, like that. Okay, is he all right? He's all right? Yeah, he's good. Okay. Later that day, they decided to work together rather than independently. So get Walter to, this doesn't look like just the best idea ever to me. What? Oh, there we go. Yeah. Okay, that's good. Wow. Why don't you fall in backwards this time? A little change of pace. All right, still later that day. They're finally getting the things on there, but Bill decides, we got to up the technology here. We got one of these nail gun units with the compressed air. Take her up to about 60, 70 pounds. There. Oops. Wow. Well, you shouldn't have parked there. Okay, so Bill said, no. Okay. So Walter's going to just nail the nail in while Bill kind of holds the shingle in place. This should work just fine. You got some power now. But Bill said, no, come on, this is not nearly the kind of speed we need. So he takes her, amps her up a little bit more. Pick up to 100 pounds, 110? That's getting pretty high. You're up to almost 100. Oh boy. So Bill starts, and it's got some real kick to her now, and all of a sudden he starts losing it. We're losing it. And careful, Bill, careful. Oh, down the holes, he starts firing inside and shooting shingles all over the place. So Bill heads down, and Walter, get down the ladder. Save yourself. Wow, it's like a war movie. Down he comes. Okay, no, you gotta look at the bright side. Okay, fine. The shed didn't get shingled. No, the shed didn't, but look, at the bright side. Your car did. Look at that. Remember these, Mr. Microphone? The ones that used to talk into and made your voice come out the radio? Back in the old days, dumb single guys used to use these to amplify their voices over their car stereo in the hopes of picking up women on the street. Hey there, Mama. You're looking good. It didn't work, but it did teach me that our town does have plainclothes policewomen. But isn't it great when old technology finds a completely new application? Like storing your hockey pucks in a paddy stacker? Or cutting your hair with a Flymo? See, there's a big wrestling smackdown on TV this afternoon, but Bernice wants me to go with her to the mall. I set up the TV in a hidden corner of the basement, but I'll tell you, I could never pull this off without the help of Mr. Microphone. I gotta keep the sound off for the wrestling, but that's okay. I got closed captioning so I can follow the plot. Besides, I gotta keep it quiet so I can hear Bernice calling me.
Okay, come on. Let's go.
I can't, honey. Gotta fix the transmission. Coming, dear. Well, the fishing derby results are in. I don't want to give anything away, but let's just say that the theory that Canadians are somehow inferior has been blown right out of the water. That's right, we tied.
Oh, I feel so good about myself. On days like this, I think I can tie anybody.
That's right. Just like I told you, Harold, you gotta believe in yourself, eh? It's all about what happens up here.
Male pattern baldness. No. You know what's good about tying when we were talking about tying?
What?
You know what's good about that? You don't have the embarrassment of losing. Yeah, and nobody's mad at you for winning, you know, and they don't threaten to give you a wedgie in front of Marielle and Carmichael.
You like everybody to be happy, don't you, Harold?
Yeah. I bruise easily. Okay, so we didn't win the $10,000, but either did they, you know, so we just, you know, gave our checks back.
Well, no, not exactly. No, they got ours and we got theirs.
Oh, yeah, well, okay, same diff.
No. Theirs is an American.
Meaning kind.
Yeah, you go ahead, Harold.
Okay.
Right down. You all right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, if my wife is watching, I'll be coming straight home after the meeting, and I'm thinking our marriage is kind of a tie, but we like to call it a win-win, because neither of us is interested in a stalemate. And the rest of you, thanks for watching. On behalf of myself and Harold and the whole gang up here at Possum Lodge, keep your check on the ice.
Everybody take your seats, come on. Sit down. All rise.
Quando,
Omni, Flunkus, Moritati.
sit down. Bow your heads for the man's prayer. I'm a man, but I can change if I have to, I guess. All right, man, I think we should all be proud of our performance in the fishing derby. Maybe everybody coming out even is kind of a Canadian thing. Otherwise, we get into a big discussion about winners and losers. And the next thing you know, Harold's having another bad day.